Hello, and welcome to Jared's Not Funny. I'm your host, Jared Christianson, and today I get an opportunity to sit down with a very good friend of mine, somebody who I've had the opportunity to not only record, but also see live, and I'm just a really big fan of his music and just who he is as a person. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, Jared Stout.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
This is fun. This is a great spot, too.
Yeah.
A great spot. It looks wonderful.
The last time I saw you, you were opening the Steel Panther show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those guys are hilarious. They're really nice guys, too.
Yeah.
Like, very, very nice guys. And, yeah, that was a fun experience. I've done a bunch of those little openers in different places. And it's always just exciting to meet new professionals.
Yeah.
And, people who are, that step ahead of you or 10 steps ahead of you sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's cool to do that and be able to set that stage. And they always have their crowds already have great energy. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, that was a sick show because, everyone's out there dressed up in 80s stuff. And then all of a sudden I look up and there you are. And I'm just like, holy crap, dude. I'm a huge Steel Panther fan, big Jared Stout fan too. But I was like, dude, to see you on that stage made me very excited.
It's a good concert.
Yeah. Yeah. It's super awesome. I'll tell you something funny about them, right? I didn't actually get to meet them, but I did have a phone call from them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So my brother was out golfing the morning of the show. And
he was at the golf course with him. Yeah.
Yeah, they were a threesome, and they had him come up to play with him because he was only playing as a single. And he calls me, and he's like, bro, you'll never guess
That's awesome.
who I'm playing golf with. And I was like, I don't care. And he was like, it's Steel Panther. I was like, you're a liar, And
Can confirm they went golfing that morning.
Oh yeah, no. He sent me a picture because I asked. I said, send me a picture. I don't believe you. And the drummer said, yeah, I'll give you a picture. Send him this. If he's a real fan, he'll know. And of course, I saw the ink on his hands. I was like, son of a bitch. This
awesome.
guy is out golfing with the band that I'm going to see. But yeah. So besides like Steel Panther, like who else have you had an opportunity to do like you said those opening up shows for? Because that's a pretty big name.
Yeah. We played with 38 Special, Blues Traveler, Austin Mead, Them Dirty Roses, Hinder. Man, I got a long list. Eric Pasley, Phil Vassar, Devin Dawson. It's going to take me a while to get through.
You can just keep on going, right?
There's a couple in there.
Yeah, that's
Little
awesome.
River Band. Pony Bradshaw.
Is there anyone that like is on your hit list of like you haven't gotten to open for him and you're like I would jump at the chance?
Yeah, Zach Brown and I have the same birthday.
Oh.
So every year on my birthday, I go all over like social media and I tag him and say happy birthday. And I say it's not too long before our birthday concert happens. So I'm slowly like enticing him to think that we're going to have this awesome birthday concert. It's going to be so great.
Dude.
It's going to be so much fun.
Manifest it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Lil Uzi Vert also, same birthday. We get him in there. Get Wesley Snipes as the MC, and it's just one big birthday party. I'm sure Mark Cuban would be interested. It's your birthday, Mark, July 31st.
My gosh. You share a birthday with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Harry Potter, if you want to come out,
Damn, Harry Potter too? Who wasn't born that day?
It's a popular day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Popular day. You got Blade out there. I mean, like, who else gets to be like, yeah, well, obviously other people with the same birthday as me get to be like, I share a birthday with Blade.
That is true. And we saw Blade come back in Deadpool vs. Wolverine.
Yeah, it was freaking great.
Dude, I freaked out.
I loved it.
It's the first time in a long time in a movie where I was like, ah! Like audibly people could hear me freaking out. So
had to. He's like in the Deadpool universe.
Yeah. And the fact that they used Wesley Snipes, by the way, super spoiler. I hope you've seen the movie.
If you haven't seen the movie by now, it's not our fault. It's a spoiler.
Yeah. And
You've had plenty of time.
And it's the best Marvel movie. I'm sorry.
It's a great movie.
I might be controversial. Would you agree?
I'm a Deadpool fan. I like all the Deadpool movies.
Me
I think
too.
They're great.
Yeah. But Deadpool vs. Wolverine was it was perfect.
There was a god-awful amount of cameos in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So many new characters.
Well, I walked away from it just saying, That was perfect. That was all I needed. It's exactly what I wanted. I got it.
You still have like so many massive movies though.
I know, but come on. I mean, Endgame was cool. You know what I mean?
But now you have these massive movies with Deadpool.
Right.
So that's the bigger, the bigger draw there. You get all the good Deadpool characters and everything pulled into these bigger movies now.
That is true. That is true.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
I need to see him make absolutely ridiculous jokes while he's being like ripped to shreds and then just be like, I'll be back.
Yeah. And then he has little baby hands, Yeah, I love him.
I do love that.
Yeah. So you're traveling a lot right now, right?
Yeah.
Traveling a lot, playing a lot. Are your sets more covers these days, or is it more
originals?
More originals. Hell
yeah. It's not often that we do less than 50-50. When we play for NASCAR, we probably do less than 50-50. We probably do like 40-60.
Okay.
Maybe 30-70.
Gotcha.
Depends on how long the set is.
Gotcha. And so the NASCAR shows, so explain those. I didn't know you were doing that.
Yeah, so we've been lucky enough to get some great support out of the NASCAR community. So we play a lot of the pre-race shows, and we get hired for those. And East Coast Entertainment helped us get in there, and we've been working with NASCAR a lot, and we've had a lot of fun doing it. We flew to Iowa, played out there. That was a great crowd. We were at Watkins Glen, New York. It's like the Talladega of the North.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. We played a show out there, and that was probably our biggest one because, there's probably 2,000 drunk, semi-drunk, or just rocking fans out there having fun.
Yeah.
And they were all attentive. It was great. So it was a lot of fun to work with that crowd. And but we got to do Talladega last spring. Hoping to rekindle that and get Talladega back again this year. And so we got a lot of cool stuff that we've been doing with them, and it's fun. It's fun. Like your point is just to go out there and get that crowd rowdy.
Yeah.
Make them have fun.
Yeah. Is that, like an artist these days, like what is making it? You know what I mean? Like playing Talladega, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. It's not the Saturday night show. That's the big one. That's where the big headliner is. The Friday night show still. But playing the Friday night show is nothing to, balk at.
Yeah.
It was a great show. I think making it is just being successful. It's a business.
Sure.
It's a dream. It's, for a lot of people, it's a hobby. For a lot of people, it's fun and everything. But it's also, if you want to make it, it's a business. So you have to continue to reinvest in your business and take care of your business and do what's best for that. And I think that, when are you making it when you start a business?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're making it when you're successful.
For sure.
When everything's just rolling and now you're like, all right, well, I don't really have a lot of worries here now. I'm just looking to go forward. I think at that point, you're doing great.
Yeah. And you're always looking for promotion, right? Yeah. You're always looking for that promotion to the next level, whatever that may look like. And a lot of times that's bigger stages to get to a bigger audience, right?
Right. There's so many, I think when I look at the theoretical steps that you climb to become a successful musician, I think of it as there's a dot in the middle, and you're standing in the dot in the middle, mm-hmm. and there are steps in every direction all around you. So you're just in the middle of this circular cone of steps, and you can go to the top any way you want.
Sure.
Sometimes you'll take 2-3 steps up, and then you might have to walk around the circle halfway and then take another 3 steps up and then walk around the circle a quarter. And then, so you're always looking to just shift for what is best and what's going to, make the most sense.
Yeah. No, very well said. When was the last time that you were in the studio recording?
Recording like an album?
Yeah.
It would have been the last album we did. So I guess that was probably 2 years ago now.
Okay.
not that I haven't been in the studio working on new music.
Sure.
It is being pieced together as to the album and the release cycle, but it's pretty guaranteed 2026 is have new music for sure.
Yeah. Because I've watched some of your TikToks, and it's made me very excited about a few songs that I had never heard. And, you know, I saw you and your other guitar player, or another guitar player and backup singer.
Yeah.
And you guys were singing and harmonizing, and it sounded so good. And I was like, man, I want to hear the finished version of that song. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. There's a bunch of them in the can that, you know, I guess from last record to this record, something I've learned more about and dove deeper into is the art of the recording. You know, playing live is one thing. You want to put on a great show live, and you want it to sound as best as it can live. But you can't always make the best recording playing like you do live.
Sure.
So that's a big part of what I'm doing now, is working with all of these songs and these pieces and thinking about, okay, well, I want this, I want to layer this in, I want to do this. Like, I'm doing the art of recording more.
Yeah.
And taking my time with it and trying to get something like a real product that I'm extremely happy with.
Gotcha.
Not that I'm not happy with the other ones. They're great.
Yeah.
But it was a different mindset when we went in there. And I think the mindset we went in with produced a great record.
Yeah.
This one's just going to be different.
So you're writing a new album, and during that time, like, what's the writing process look like there? Like, and how much has it changed from the last album, if it has at all?
My writing process has been pretty consistent as far as just getting a chord structure down and lyrics. You know, I'll ask for help if I'm kind of stumped on something or I can't figure out what I have option wise.
Yeah.
You know, always ask for help from a more experienced musician. But I usually write most of it in the basis just on my own. And that's either messing around with the chord structure and all of a sudden I start speaking gibberish like I'm Pentecostal or something. I'm in tongues out there.
Sure.
You know, nothing makes sense, but I can hear that there's something there, and I'll record that. Like, there's songs on my phone where I record, and you know, like you can listen to them, but it's just gibberish. So I'll say random like statements that fit the cadence of word I want.
Sure.
And just chuck them in there because I'm like, oop, that works, blah, blah, blah. And so they don't make any sense.
Yeah. But you're also creating the melody in that, right?
Right. You get the melody line and you get the idea. And then I'll go back and write. There's others that sometimes it's like I'm messing around with the chord and the first line comes to me like that.
Yeah.
And if the first line comes to me like that, then I will work on it for a good bit and see if I can get it actually just written right then and there.
Gotcha.
But if the first line doesn't straight pop out at me, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that.
Yeah, you got to scan a little bit.
Yeah. And then when, as far as the studio process goes, you know, like we've always went in and recorded live and everything like that. But everything I'm doing right now is just a lot of layering.
Gotcha.
So one at a time.
Yeah.
Figuring it out, doing new stuff.
Yeah.
Getting things together, working with different people. I worked with a guy named David Elder out of Texas for one song, and he did a great job on that. And so working on finishing that off and really getting that put together in the way we want it. And then some other folks, lots of Texas people actually.
Yeah, nice. Hey,
lots of Texas people.
Great music comes out of Texas.
Yeah,
you know?
Texas people have treated me really, really well. Texas musicians have treated me well, and I'm extremely thankful for every single one of them.
Yeah. Well, whenever we talk about writing music, a lot of people ask, you know, what comes first, the music or the lyrics? So it sounds like the music for you, right? You find inspiration in chord structure and in melody in order to kind of put words to it?
I would say more often that's the case.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm just riding down the road, and for some god-awful reason, a song that doesn't exist pops into my head, and I'm like, huh. And I'll sit there and yeah, and I can think about it and sing it in my head and hear it in my head, and then I'll sing it out loud in my phone. And then if it's something that really catches me, then I'll go back and I'll go, all right, I got to write this down, and then I got to figure out what I'm singing.
Okay.
And so that's a different kind of situation.
Gotcha.
But that one's fun too.
So it's either or. It's
either or.
It's really whenever inspiration strikes.
Yeah, when
matter.
it hits, it hits. And you get something done and it's good. There are times when I have like writing time and I force stuff out. I just write something, finish a song. And sometimes they're terrible. They're just super cheesy or like don't really have any emotion or meaning. And I'm like, well, at least I got it out of my system.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's for me, like right now doing the joke writing thing, it's like sometimes you gotta get the bad ones out in order to have the good ones.
Right. But do you have like a note in your phone?
Oh yeah.
Or whatnot. So like every time like something happens in real life or there's a joke, you write it down and you're like, all right, I gotta put this down.
100% of the time.
Yeah.
100% of the time. Like as soon as, and you know, everyone makes fun of me because I'll pull out my phone in like the weirdest of circumstances, just start typing on my phone.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, he's got a joke. Something just happened.
Something just happened.
Yeah.
He got it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't matter where it comes from. It's like, you know, because I also like dark humor, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So there's been times, you know, where I've had to be like, this isn't the time or place to pull out the phone, but I need to make sure to remember this, you know. I might step outside, you know, and be like, I need to, you know, remember this one. So yeah, there have been times when I'm like driving down the road and I am trying to come up with something funny, but I have people that I call that reel me back in very quickly and say, that's ridiculous. That's not funny at all.
Right.
Yeah. So, and that's the one kind of nice thing is I check myself with my friends very quickly with it as soon as I think about it. Right. Cause even at the precipice of just, you know, where I think I got something great, call somebody and they shoot it down. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means like, sometimes I'll be like, hey, it's terrible. I don't need to do anything else with this. Other times I'll be like, what do they know? I know I can make something great about this.
Right.
And then I'll call them back a week later with something worked out with the punchline. And then they're like, oh, no, that's swell. Use that.
Right.
You know? So, but yeah.
Yeah. The forced creativity takes longer to polish.
Yeah.
But when it's organic, it's like that thing's coming out, you know, unicorn poop or something. Like it's already golden and shiny and...
Well, I think on a musical perspective too, right? Is when you're not having to force it, you can hear the difference.
Oh yeah,
right. I mean,
a natural song versus a written song, but also that's like another part of, you know, songwriting and performing is like if you get big enough and people are feeding you songs, it's your job to sing somebody else's song with emotion.
Absolutely.
But I think even still, a forced song comes through forced. And a natural song comes through natural.
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters, as long as it comes out right.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, pertains to your writing.
I totally agree. Yeah. And speaking of your writing, so one of the things that I was really excited for this podcast is, you know, I wanted you to bring your guitar. You know, I'd love to hear a couple of songs, you know. The first thing that I'll ask you is there a song that you're the most proud of that you've written that you can go back to at any time and you're like, hell yeah, dude, that's me.
Yeah. I think, you know, originally and primarily I would always want to say rainbows because everybody loves rainbows.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a big one. But I wrote this song Monday that's unreleased, and it is like, it's hitting people harder than rainbows. I mean, like we've played it at a couple of venues and people are singing it back and it's not even released. So that's got a little bit of pull to it. And, I don't know. They're a hard race right there because both of them, no matter when or where, I sing them, I can sing them, I can feel them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the number one thing when it comes to being proud about a song is that you can feel it.
Sure.
And so can everybody else. You know, when everybody else can feel it too, you're like, all right, yeah, so I did good with this one.
Absolutely.
This one got it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Monday's unreleased. I think that would be the one that I'm most proud of right now because, you know, for people to know the words and it not be out shows that it's definitely engaging.
Yeah.
Far more than others.
We couldn't get you to play that one.
Yeah, I'll play that.
Yeah, let's go.
We might cry. So cry together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take a shot of tequila.
Yeah. There's one thing I want to do is cry with a grown man, sip tequila while he sings to me. Dude, this is a fucking Tuesday night to me.
The Tuesday, baby.
Let's go.
Damn good Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Yeah, for sure. Get this sucker plugged in.
Oh, yeah, I did not do my job.
No, it's okay. I got the job. You do the tequila job.
Yep.
Help me out with that. Help me out on that job.
Yes, sir.
I went to the gym before this, so this is okay. I don't know what you guys have done today.
I didn't go to the gym.
No, not you. The viewers.
Yeah.
We'll break the wall here.
I hung out with Jim, but
I hung out with Jim.
I didn't go to gym.
Cheers.
Yes, sir. So just while you play that, keep going. Do you want to give us like what the pastor does at church and just tell us just a little bit real quick as far as kind of what this song is about? And maybe what it means to you, and then the Church of Stout. Here we go.
I like to leave songs up to interpretation as much as possible, but I will tell you that Monday is about letting things go that you don't want to let go.
Beautiful.
You know, sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes it's not fair. Sometimes it's not what you want, but you have to just let things go. And that happens in many facets in life,
Sure.
in many different ways. Relationships, friends, habits, you know, all sorts of stuff. Whatever you can think of. Clothes. Sometimes you just got to let your clothes go, you know, but you don't want to. So there's that longing feeling that you don't want to, but it's going to go, so just let it go.
Love that.
I've been talking in my sleep to things that I can't have, and dreaming of ways that I can get you back. I never thought that this might hurt, no, not this bad. I guess I tend to set myself up for shit like that. Your time is like a mile in a white line addiction. It never seems that I could ever get enough to do. Been wishing this was in fact, and it was more like fiction, so I could ride away into the sunset with you. And there ain't no use in lying when things can't be that way. Despite my hungry heart trying, you're still backing out that driveway. Monday, Monday, Spending all the time I do just worsens my condition. I guess I must be getting sick out here from loving you. No matter what I do in my hopeless repetition, I'm still strung out on hopes and dreams with you. And there ain't no use in lying when things can't be that way. Despite my hungry heart trying, you're still backing out that driveway. Monday, Monday. Well, time is full of fools who really thought that they understood. But I can see there's not enough here to make you stay for good. And there ain't no use in lying when things can't be that way. Despite my hungry heart trying, you're still backing out that driveway. And there ain't no use here in life where things can't always be this way. Despite my hungry heart trying, you're still backing out that driveway. Monday, Monday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was great.
Good old Monday.
Yeah.
Monday is never fun. Nobody likes Mondays.
Yeah, nobody.
That's why we do podcasts on Tuesdays.
Especially when they're pulling out the driveway.
I know. Yeah, so there's that one, and people already know it, which is crazy. That was not anything I expected for people to latch onto that song like that.
That's awesome, though. That's when you know you got lightning in a bottle, right?
Yeah, sometimes it works out that way, and you just, it's lit up. And you're like, whoa, all right. Well, cool. I'm glad y'all like this.
Absolutely. Is there a particular song that you play live that you get super excited for, like it jacks you up, you know? Because like you're a pretty energetic guy to see live, you know?
Yeah, we cover Whiskey Myers' "Bitch," and I love playing that song.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I have my own songs that I like to play. Like, I like to play "Lady in Red." I like to play "One Shot." We've got one called "My Heart" that's unreleased. I like playing that one. "Home Sweet Home." You know, they're all fun. I think more than anything, it's the crowd or the moment that gets me more like hyped into it.
Sure.
But yeah, anytime we do Whiskey Myers' "Bitch," it's always fun.
Yeah. What makes you more nervous on stage? A small crowd or a big crowd? Say you got 10 people in front of you as opposed to having 1,000 people in front of you.
I think if I'm with the band, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I could take 10 people. I could take 10,000 people. And I think I'd still just have this some degree of fun.
Yeah.
You know, and not really so nervous. I think, again, it comes back to a situation of whether or not I get nervous. Like, why am I playing this show? What's it for? Are we opening for somebody, you know?
Like, were you nervous for Talladega?
No.
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 No, just, is it because the preparation that you feel that confident in yourself? Or like you said, like you kind of feed off of knowing that you have great musicians in a band that's also backing you?
So personally, I feel like you can be nervous before you step on stage. As a performer, you're allowed to be nervous before you step on stage. Once you step on stage, you better put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
And you better get to work, because you didn't come there to be nervous. You came there to put on a show. You came there to have fun doing it, and you came there to do it to your best ability. And if you're nervous, you're not going to do that. So I think, you know, there's maybe a instant of butterfly that I might get at a real big show or something. And for a brief moment, I may be a little nervous. But after that, it's just going to work.
Yeah.
You know, and I like it. I love it. I have fun doing it. I enjoy it. And I enjoy, you know, I have fun with the idea of the going to work mentality.
Yeah.
Because you crush it and you're like, hell yeah, that was so much fun. I had fun going to work today, which is great.
Well, and also too, being a singer, I mean, nervousness comes out, right? Like it comes, if you're nervous on stage and you're trying to sing, I mean, right? Like that definitely shows to an audience.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you forget your lyrics or something like that.
Or you're timid and you're not actually letting like your emotions come out of your vocal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. You're not taking it as serious as it can be. Yeah, I think definitely part of my nervousness comes from, or not lack of, comes from having a great, you know, group of solid musicians.
Yeah.
You know, guitar, bass, drums, they're locked in.
Yeah.
Like they're locked in. I can follow those guys.
I know some of the guys
me.
you play with, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
Like, they're great, you know?
They're phenomenal. So they're locked in, and that's very comfortable. When you have a fill-in or something like that, and maybe they're not as locked in, or you didn't practice with them and they're just kind of winging it, you're like, okay, maybe that's not as great, you know? But
Right.
those are all different circumstances too.
Sure.
And so it's just, I don't know. A long time ago, I just told myself it was silly to be nervous. This is what I want to do. Why am I nervous about it?
Yeah. Yeah. I always get nervous before I go on stage, like no matter what. It's just it's a malfunction in my brain but the funny thing is like I'm not afraid of failing, right?
Right.
Not afraid of boos. I do mental gymnastics in my head of like, what if this, what if that, what if, but then as soon as I get on stage, I forget all about it. As soon as the first words come out of my mouth, I'm like, I'm here. So I might as well do it. Might as well make the best of it.
Yeah. And I mean, I think yeah, if I get nervous the most, it's when I'm solo. You know, when you're solo. And I've just had to tell myself, I mean, I've played some places before where I'm by myself and I play a song and, you know, I'm like taking a request or something and I crush that junk. I'm like, hell yeah, I did so good.
Yeah.
Crickets in the bar though when you're done. There'll be like 25, 30 people in there, crickets. And you're like, yeah, all right. I'm gonna move on to my next song. You know, you just got to have fun doing it and, you know, appreciate yourself and appreciate what, you know, comes from the stage, and don't stress too much about the crowd more often than not.
Yeah.
Usually if they're there to hear music, they will be into it.
Yeah.
If they're not there to hear music, don't take it personal.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the solo stuff, I feel that. That's where I would get more nervous.
I got you. Yeah, because it's not cockiness, it's confidence in yourself. Because in order to get on a stage, you have to have confidence in yourself. You almost kind of, I don't want to say be your biggest fan, but you have to be a fan of you. If you're not a fan of you, then like the whole time that you're performing, it doesn't matter if it's music or comedy, it doesn't matter what it is. If you're booing yourself in the back of your head, it's gonna come out on stage.
Yeah, it's gonna come out on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't boo yourself.
Yeah.
That's not a go thing.
Yeah. Don't get on a stage if that's how you're feeling about yourself.
Right.
That's just
Yeah, you don't want to boo yourself. You want to be confident in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And have fun doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and you get that confidence from obviously preparation, right? But also too, like, how long have you been doing this? I mean, it's had to have been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I got to be close to 10 years.
From the time that you stepped on a stage to where you're at now. So 10 years.
No, it's probably longer than that from the first stage I ever stepped on.
Yes.
God, I was like 19, maybe 20, the first time I played a guitar on a stage in a bar.
There you go.
And it was illegal. They snuck me in.
Nice.
And gave me a guitar and said, "You're the opener."
It's back when bars were cool.
Well, no, the bar didn't know that they just got me in there. My buddies got me in there, and
where was that?
That was in Princeton, West Virginia. My buddies Nick Durham and Matt Mullins. Matt Mullins in the Bring Downs now, an Alabaster boxer. Had a band called Old School Abbey, and my fraternity brother, my big brother in the fraternity, Jake, was like, "You got to come see this band play." And I was like, "Yeah, I want to come see this band play." So he's like, "All right, well, they're playing at, what was it called? Leo's pub." And Leo's was like a gambling pub, And so he says, "Well, we're going to take you in and you can open up for them, do a couple songs." I was like, "What? This would be so cool." So they sing me in this bar, and I can't even remember how that happened. But it happened. I got in the door and he was like, "Go outside right now." And so I walked right outside into the stage, and, nobody bothered me after that. But I played, a couple of cover songs I knew at the time. I think I was playing a god awful amount of Jack Johnson.
Nice.
It was popular. I was, and I was enjoying that. And, then they had their set. And then they called me up at the end of their set to come up and play Last Dance of Mary Jane, of which I had never played before. I roughly knew it, but I had never played it. And I remember Matt came over and he was like, "All right, it's just A minor, G, D," or something like that. I think that's what it is. And whole time. And he was like, "And then when the chorus comes around, just ride on this D and just do it."
Right
on this D.
Yeah,
right?
Come on.
It's always funny when that happens.
Yeah,
Somebody says that.
Absolutely. Finger
Because we're all inappropriate a little bit.
Yeah.
But so I just winged it and went up there and played guitar for the first time with a band on stage, and had so much fun. And that kind of lit the spark. But God, I'm 36. I was 19, 20 at that point.
Yeah.
So that puts an even bigger gap into it. But that just encouraged me to play more music.
Sure.
It was still years before I took it seriously.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, but that probably gave you a little bit more drive, right? A little bit.
Oh, that was a spark right there.
A little bit more hitching your giddy up for it.
For sure.
Chasing that.
That was a spark.
Yeah.
That was a canon event.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
And that gave it okay, well, I like doing this. This is fun.
Yeah, there you go. I was about to ask what the feeling was like, and I'm sure, especially if you get up there and you perform well your first time.
I was nervous, man. I was just doing the best I could in that thing, but I still had fun doing it,
Yeah. And
it was like, man, imagine if I was good.
Dude, that's awesome. Well, you definitely are good. I will say that. I'll say that, you're I saw you, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. That was at Sidewinders. And it was
yeah.
And it was very good.
Well, that's great because we only got the calls to play those shows an hour or two before the shows started always.
Hey, and I still made it.
They were like, "Hey, look, such and such didn't show. Can you play tonight?" And I'm like, I guess I just talked about that with Frank in the van. We were talking about we had played a show, and they had called right when the show was done and said, "Can you come play this show?" And so I asked the band, I was like, "You guys want to go do another one in Roanoke?" And they were like, "Yeah." And so, we went and did it.
Dude, a 2 a day?
Yeah, we did it right back to back.
Dude, that's awesome.
We did it one time and I forgot my guitar and I had to use some old acoustic that John had. It was crazy.
Well, yeah, I just remember seeing you play with your band live and just being like, man, very, very, very talented.
Did I have the fiddle player for that one?
No.
No fiddle player?
No fiddle player.
Okay, that must have been that. I don't know what time when that was.
Yeah.
I used to have a female fiddle player, and she was great. But that we did it one time at Sidewinders. We played that.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say this is like as great as that show was and as impressed as I was, then I got to see you at Steel Panther. Like I said, fast forward 7 years, 7 years, and the growth that I saw, you know what I mean? Where it's just you were at Sidewinders, trust me whenever I say, like, you're hitting everything that you need to hit. It was great. But then at Steel Panther, you had a presence. You know what I mean? You had it felt like I was looking at a professional at being on stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah, you get more comfortable with being on stage.
Yeah.
Especially after that long. You know? You get way more comfortable playing on stage and putting on a show all around. And
there is a craft to it because, you know, I've seen bands that have been around, you know, around Roanoke for 15, 20 years. I mean, and I don't get that feeling whenever they step on stage, right? It's like you said, right? Some people do it for a hobby. Some people, you know, do it for, you know, the love of it. Some people do it, you know, as a professional. And that's all I'm trying to say is I felt like I was actually watching somebody who takes it as being a professional at it, no longer like it is not a hobby. I felt like you were already like on the verge of being a professional at Sidewinders.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it was a great show. It was an awesome show. But like I said, it was like you turned up from like 8 to 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. I would say maybe like 6 to 9.
Okay. You would. Dude,
but,
I'm sorry if I cough really terribly on this podcast, man. I've had the flu. I no longer am anywhere close to having it, but it's
fortress over here.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to do it professionally. I thought about it as a hobby for a long time, and then I was like, you know what? This has been in my life like for the entirety of my life, and I've always loved doing this. I should give it a go.
Yeah.
And just naturally feels like what I'm supposed to do.
Pursuer of your dream, man.
Yeah, when somebody says, what else would you do? I don't really have a lot of answers for that. I mean, I could find some that I would do, but, you know, want to? Not really.
Yeah, just back to the question of making it, right? Like, to me, making it for any art form is you're able to live comfortably and do the thing that you love. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's, you know, we always get the question, what are you going to do when you're famous? And I'm not even thinking about being famous. I just want to be successful.
Yep.
If I can be successful and, you know, provide and live my life doing this, then pretty good deal.
I mean, that's kind of the dream, right?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do.
Absolutely.
You know, being famous is one thing. Being successful is another.
And what does that word even mean anymore? Famous. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, you can write like a couple of good songs and put them in and get them picked up by somebody, and, you know, you're not famous, but you're super successful because that royalty check is coming in.
That's a fact.
So, you know, like there's a lot of different ways to find success in the music industry. And for me, I mean, that's my goal, is to be successful in the music industry.
Yeah, absolutely. Regardless of whatever road that may look like, because you have that dot in the middle.
I love performing, but yeah, you have the dot in the middle.
Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Success is just, you're just climbing the stairs.
Yeah.
You can go in any direction you please at any point, and it may be easier to go up that set of stairs. You never know.
Yeah. I think a lot of people see it as a linear path.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
There's tons of ways you can find great success in music.
Yeah. Switching gears a little bit. So when I saw you perform, I've seen you do covers, right? And your covers are fantastic. And when you're doing a cover, right? Like, I'm a big fan of covers. Lots of times bands will do the cover to sound exactly like the band.
Yeah.
Right. But just utilizing their band and their tone. Other times they'll do a completely different version of the song itself.
Right.
Right. So how do you navigate like that process? Like when you're picking your set list and when you're picking songs to cover, you know, to be a part of your show, how do you navigate whether or not you're going to do a version, the Jared Stout version, or you're going to just do a cover that is very much so like the original?
I think it depends on why you're doing the cover. If you're doing a cover because you want to make it part of your original music set, then it should be your cover.
Yeah.
You should make that very much so yours. I think if you're just learning covers because you got a show you need to fill, then just do it in a way you have fun with it.
Yeah.
Like it can be exactly the same, but you know, maybe you play it a little different. Maybe your cadence is different. So, I mean, there's a million different ways to go about that. But, you know, I think if you're hired to learn some covers and do them, just learn your songs and crush it and move on.
Sure.
But if it's a song that really captures you in some type of way and you want to do it, then I think that's when you make it your own.
Yeah, I love that.
And that's where things get a little bit different.
Yeah.
In lots of songs.
Is there any way I can get you to play the favorite Jared Stout cover song?
Yeah, I had a different one in my head originally that I thought I might play, but I think I will play a different one.
I like that.
Because I can explain it better.
A different one.
A different one. Let me play a different one for you here. So the different style is that, you know, Hurricane by Band of Heathens is very much so a little bit more of a upbeat or a happy tone. Mm-hmm. It's in a major, and I do it in a minor.
Oh.
And so it's not as
happy,
upbeat. It has more of that deep pull to it. Cheers. And people really like it.
I always like when you take something from major to minor.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
It changes the mood.
Yeah. Absolutely. It makes the words mean something different.
Miles of the Gulf Stream, hear the south winds moan. The bridge is getting lower, the shrimp boats are coming home. The old man down in the corner slowly turns a set, takes a sip from his whiskey bottle, and this is what he said: that I was born in the rain on the Pontius train underneath the Louisiana moon. I don't mind the strain of a hurricane, they come around every June. The high black water, the devil's daughter, she's hot, she's cold, and she's mean. 'Cause nobody taught her it takes a lot of water just to wash away New Orleans. A man came down from Chicago, he's gonna set that levee right. He says it needs to be 3 feet high or make it through the night. The old man down in the corner, he said, don't you listen to that boy. The water be down by morning, you'll be back up to Illinois. And I was born in the rain on the Pontius train underneath the Louisiana boom. I don't mind the strain of a hurricane, they come around every June. The high black water, the devil's daughter, she's hot, she's cold, and she's mean. And nobody taught her it takes a lot of water just to wash away New Orleans. To wash us away, yeah. 30 miles of the Gulf Stream. I hear the south winds moan. The bridge is getting lower. The shrimp boats are coming home. The old man down in the corner slowly turns a set and takes a sip from his whiskey bottle, and this is what he said: that I was born in the rain on the Pontus train underneath the Louisiana boom. I don't mind the strain of a hurricane, they come around every June. The high black water, the devil's daughter, she's hot, she's cold, and she's mean, and nobody taught her it takes a lot of water just to wash away New Orleans. Yeah, I was born in the rain on the Pontus train underneath the Louisiana boom. I don't mind the strain of a hurricane, yeah, they come around every June. The high black water, the devil's daughter, she's hot, she's cold, and she's mean, and nobody taught her it takes a lot of water to wash away New Orleans. I can't wash this away, yeah. And 30 miles of the Gulf Stream, I hear the south winds moan. Yeah. So I love the minor version of doing that.
I'll have you hold on to your guitar for a minute.
Okay, I'll hold it.
Yep. Because I'm going to end up making another...
Don't put it away.
I'm going to make a request. Gonna make a request now.
But yeah, like changing that into a minor gives it a different feel and a little bit more of a bluesy tone.
Absolutely.
I think that's awesome, especially for something out of Louisiana.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that makes for a cool bit.
Yeah. Yeah. When you go into your upper range and when you start getting raspy and really letting it ride, man, like that's I love hearing you do that.
Oh, I love getting raspy and loud and, you know, the almost scream of things and things like that. I love doing that stuff.
Yeah. But it's screamed, but it's very controlled.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, you got to control it or it'll just like wreck your throat.
Yeah.
I mean, you're supposed to do the rasp from the chest too. And that makes it a lot more comfortable for you.
Yeah.
I learned that over time. I definitely lost my voice a couple of times doing the rasp before I learned really where it can come from comfortably and still keep me in good standing vocally.
Yeah, I got you. Well, and let me ask you this. So we're almost to October tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? So that,
yeah, you want to talk about some rasp. October 25th, we're the headliner for the Martin Street Party, the Halloween Street Party with my other just pseudo band. We just do it for fun. It's called Four Doors Down, and it's all 2000s dad rock. So I have this whole month that I have to prep to hit vocally some stuff that I typically wouldn't hit, but also be able to scream comfortably.
Yeah.
Without like harming myself.
Yeah. Like what's,
which I can do, but it takes a lot of air.
So that being said, in that set list, like what's one of the most challenging songs that you're like, oh man, this one's gonna fry me?
Oh man. So I'll just tell you, I'm not gonna say anything about this set list, this upcoming set list,
okay,
because it's different. But I mean, like in the last one, you know, we did the Sweetness, Jimmy Eat World, and that one can be tough. We also did I Hate Everything About You by 3 Days Grace.
Yes.
And so like learning to scream that chorus comfortably without hurting myself was a whole fucking process. I really had to sit there and like get in my car and drive and learn like how much air I had to push to make that doable but not bad.
Sure.
And so that was definitely one that took some work, but anything. We did the Hoobastank, Out of Control.
Oh yeah, it's been out of control.
Yeah, so I had to learn to do that out of control scream the right way, and make it come across well. And I did my best. I think I did pretty good for somebody who doesn't get to do that very often. But I love that kind of music. So for me, I was like, yeah, let's do this.
Sure.
Like I'm all about it. It was definitely my idea. But it was myself and my buddy Taylor McCoy, and I want to say Joey was involved in it, and Joey Ballard and Matt Brassington, and I'll just go ahead and name Alex Gross because he's also playing bass in it. But years ago, we had this set list, or this song list that we put together that was called That One Time We Played That One Show, and we had all these songs listed on it that we would do, and we were like, one time we're going to do it. And I saw an opportunity for us to do it, and I was like, we should do this.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we had fun.
So up and coming show, go and plug that real quick.
Well, we have two. So we have Jared Stout Band up and coming October 11th at the Dog Bowl.
Okay.
Which is a cancer benefit, and there's a talent show before that. You should sign up for the talent show and do comedy.
Yeah, I'll absolutely do it.
You should do it. But it's a cancer benefit. It's a great little talent show. It's for a great cause. And so we'll do that at the Dog Bowl.
What day?
October 11th.
Okay.
It's a Saturday.
What time?
That's a super great question. I think it doesn't start until 6.
Okay. I'm on stage at like 7:30 in Blacksburg.
That's all right. That's okay.
Hey, I'll still make it for the. I'll still make it.
But come hang out. Like, I'll update you with official times.
Sounds great.
So we'll do that. And then October 25th, 4 doors down, is at Martin's Halloween Street Party, and that's going to be rowdy. And then on actual Halloween, we'll be at the Fork in the Alley as the acoustic band, which is myself, Matt Brassington, Chris TK Wimmer on the djembe, and Robbie Carden. And so the four of us get together and we just play random shit.
Awesome.
Entirely random, but it's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of fun with it. And that's going to be a great Halloween.
Yeah. No,
I don't know what I'm going to be dressed as. I don't know.
I love it.
Something.
Yeah. If you want to see what you're dressed as, you got to show up to the show.
Yeah, show up and see what I craft. Likely last minute, even though I'm literally talking about it right now. It'll be last minute that I put together an outfit.
Hell yeah. So when you're crafting your sets for the Jared Stout Band, right? For you, do you have a specific song that you like to close with?
Yeah, we always close with Song and Dance because it's got, at the end of it, it's got the. We do the Tenacious D, the metal, the dropout in that.
Yeah.
And we do that at the end of it, and that's how we end our concerts a lot.
That's awesome.
And so like that's a lot of fun. So we almost always end the set on Song and Dance.
Awesome. Well, so that's my question to you is, to close out our podcast, I want you to think about what song you would close out this podcast with.
Oh man.
Whatever you want. This is just your pick. Doesn't matter, but just whatever you're feeling, whatever you're, I want the Jared Stout special. I want whatever's on your mind, whatever you're feeling.
Whatever I'm feeling is a great question.
If you'd like, you can hand me your shot glass.
And we'll see what I'm feeling. Well, let me ask you this. You want something that's released? You want something that's unreleased? You got an unreleased one in there? You've got a cover in there.
So
I don't mind playing unreleased stuff.
How well do you know your TikTok?
Pretty well.
Okay. When you're in the studio and you're playing.
Yeah, I know what you want.
Yeah. Give me that one, because I keep singing that song in my head ever since I heard it. It's a liked video on my TikTok, and anytime that I want to go back and just be like, seeing you do great things, I'm like, I got to see it. I got to check that song.
It's pinned at the top, right?
It's what? Yes,
it's
pinned at the top. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And October 11th, say something for my shows. October 11th, I will be at McLean's for the Dark and Scary show. So if you like dark comedy and you're not easily offended, because I know all the comedians that are on that, and they're all amazing. They're all fantastic performers. Arthur Stump he's been on the podcast. He's actually going to be the headliner. Super excited to be a part of that show. So if you happen to find yourself, in Blacksburg around that time, you can definitely come out and check that out. But at the same time too, sounds like there's a pretty good show going on for Jared Stout. So
go to McLean's and then come.
Yeah. Or vice versa, because I think if yours starts at 6, I'll get the official times and I'll post them both.
There we go.
Because
that's how we work.
Yeah. Remember, like, if you want music, go to Jared Stout. If you want comedy, go to Jared Christianson. If you want them both, hopefully we're spaced out. I don't know.
Don't speed, ladies and gentlemen.
Just come and see the Jareds, though.
Come and see the Jareds.
Come on, son.
What if I told you I was tired? What if I told you I'm burnt out?
Hold on.
He ain't burnt out.
I forgot to take the shot. I feel bad.
No. It's perfect.
That's great. All right, bloopers and take. Here we go.
If I told you I was tired, what if I told you I'm burnt out? Would it even break your heart? Would it even make a sound? Have the long nights, flights, and unsure times made you think that I might not be the best idea to hold on to when you go to sleep at night? Oh, I won't lie, I'm not the best of myself when I make mistakes. Take it out on my heart in the worst of ways, and sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. I hate the way my head weighs on my heart, and I'll be damned if I let that tear me apart. I'm barely hanging on here, can't you see that I can't be good to you when I'm no good to me? Now this ain't just a stepping stone. I'm not looking for something to move on along. Think it's best that we take this slow, 'cause I'm not sure if I know just where I'm going. All these long nights, flights, and unsure times make you think that I might not be the best idea to hold on to when you go to sleep at night. Oh, I won't lie, I'm not the best of myself when I make mistakes. Take it out on my heart in the worst of ways, and sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. I hate the way my head weighs on my heart. I'll be damned if I let that tear me apart. I'm barely hanging on here, can't you see that I can't be good to you when I'm no good to me? I hate the way my head weighs on my heart. I'll be damned if I let that tear me apart. I'm barely hanging on here,
Well, that's one way to say come to my show.
Yeah. Come to my show.
Yeah. No, that was great.
Thanks, man. I like that song. I've been venturing a lot more into the ability to blend the rock music I grew up in with the country music I've naturally write.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed that process, and it's been really cool. And I've come up with a lot of really new, nifty things. So I'm excited to work on another album and get it out there.
It's kind of the nice thing too, right? Is like there's no such thing as like creating something ultra new whenever it comes to like songwriting, in my opinion, right? Like to me, it's when you can take the best of the way that bands did things or artists have done things and make it your own. And like, you know, like I hear a lot of your influences in that song.
Yeah.
And they're all bands that I love.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a melding pot.
And that's kind of the goal, you know. You take all the things that you love and all the things that like ignite the fire in you,
Yeah,
and try to mold that into expressing yourself and doing that. I think one of the best things to look at is that, you know, music is no different than painting. Instead of, you know, doing physical pieces you can see, we're making audible pieces you can hear. Mm-hmm. But one way or another, we're all using the same colors.
Yeah,
there's only so many colors on the color wheel. You know, there's only so many chords on the guitar, and then, you know, every color and every chord has a variation. And so, you know, there's endless possibilities to a degree, but also there's only so much that resonates with the majority. And when you have things that resonate the right way and send out the right, you know, frequency and vibration to everybody, it just clicks. It touches them.
Well, I will tell you right now, that one vibrates me.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that truly, that's my favorite Jared Stout song. I hadn't even heard the whole thing, but I knew from the hook, I was like, man, that's my favorite Jared Stout song.
Well, I think you're going to like a lot of the newer stuff that is coming out that I'm working on. I think you'll like a lot of it if you like that.
I can't wait. Yeah. I really can't wait. So just as an end to this, do we have an expectation of a time when you might be dropping it? Like, hey, give me like a 3-month
So
window.
Here's the hard thing in the music industry. Once you kind of like peak past October or in November, that's no man's land. Okay, you got to be bold to be dropping music in November and December, because that's Mariah Carey's world. She owns that junk, and so does Rudolph and Santa Claus and every other thing of Christmas you can imagine. They own that in that time.
That makes sense.
So most people don't do music there. So we're looking at 2026, but I am pushing for early 2026 to at least get something out. But I have been working on some like just acoustic stuff, and that may make its appearance on SoundCloud just to see what people think about it.
I love it. Very cool.
Helps me figure out what people like the most.
So that's an interesting thing. Real quick, I was going to get out of here, but so you'll use
shit.
No. I love it. So you'll come out with something on SoundCloud just to kind of like let some people hear it and just kind of get it out there, and then kind of get some feedback. And then have you ever reworked something?
Oh yeah, I mean that's what you do is you sit there and, like, you know, it's such a great tool, and a lot of people don't use it, but you can take your SoundCloud and you can take, you know, more often than not, just take all the release stuff off of it. The release stuff doesn't matter on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
You know, that's on Spotify and things like that. That's where, you know, you're actually going to get paid to a degree, and, you know, you're going to get your most promotion. So you want them to go there and see that stuff.
Okay.
But when it comes to stuff you can't get on Spotify, SoundCloud is great because you can upload an acoustic version of it, and that allows people to hear the song, see how they feel about it, know what it is. And there's a big group of people who love the acoustic versions of stuff.
Yeah.
And they'd rather hear that. And then there's the people who are like, nah, I'd love to hear it produced kind of thing. And so maybe they won't react so much to it. But you want to see which one of those captures that acoustic audience. That's very helpful. And then you want to see which ones don't. And then you're like, okay, well, that didn't capture the acoustic audience, but like maybe it'll capture, a production audience. And, but you really want to stay acoustic. If you put out kind of a demo, it can be 50-50. You want the demos to be heard by industry people before you want them public.
Sure.
If you can.
I just love the utilization of platforms that your head space is in. You know what I mean?
You got to utilize every piece of the puzzle that you can. Like I said, the steps go in a circle.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different steps to stand on.
Yeah, but it doesn't just by that I just mean I always pictured it as like SoundCloud is the same as Spotify, but when you break it down like you just did for me, it's like no, it's not the same thing at all.
SoundCloud is the underground movement.
Yeah.
If you can achieve success on SoundCloud, you have achieved an underground movement piece of success. SoundCloud is often not connected to a lot of socials and different things. So the people who are like, I'm going to go on SoundCloud and listen for music, they're listening for different stuff. They're listening for unique stuff. They're listening for something entirely different than what they are on Spotify and everything like that. And that's a great place to try and bridge your followers over so that they're like, well, I don't have SoundCloud, but I'm going to download it because I want to listen to some of the new stuff and see what I like and what I don't like. And they can make predetermined notions about that. And it's a double-edged sword, Sure. Sometimes the predetermined notion means that when you come out with it, they don't like it. And then the other thing is they don't listen to it because they already heard it. So there's a bunch of stuff, but you got to take stuff off.
Yeah.
Is the biggest thing.
Gotcha.
You can't let it sit there because if it sits there forever, then it's a different story, and then you don't have as much optimization. Let's say you do an acoustic record and people like 5 out of 10 of them are just getting played like crazy on SoundCloud. Well, when your record comes out, those go away.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And then later, you come back out with the acoustic version of those in places where you're going to make a finance piece. And you just continuously use that SoundCloud to test new ideas.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's fun.
Well, Jared, I mean it whenever I say it. I greatly appreciate you coming out and doing this today because...
Jared, I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. And it's great to see you.
Always.
And I'm sure that I'll see you again. I'll definitely have you back on. And hey, okay, so I'm going to make you commit to this on the podcast right now. So in however long it takes, whenever the album drops, that's when I want to have the next one of these.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Deal.
Hell yeah. You heard it here first.
So we'll have singles come out, but then when the album drops, we'll do it again.
100%. So, hey, thank you all so much for watching Jared's Not Funny. Again, very good friend, great musician, Jared Stout.
He's funny. He's funny.
Yeah. Hey,
funny guy.
We'll see about that. October 11th. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.